following is a production of Dirty Mo Media. Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for another episode of the Dale Jr. Download in the Arby's studio. Don't forget about Arby's new Meat and 3 box. And you get more meal for your money at Arby's. We have the meats, and we got a great show for you today. So how's it going, TJ, my co-host?
It's going.
Yeah? You ready for the show?
I am ready.
I got my Red Bull open. I'm going to have me a little sugar-free Red Bull. And we're going to talk some Bristol, talk a little Nashville Cars tour. We're going to talk a little Stenhouse, Keselowski. Ty Gibbs, big winner.
Big winner.
Connor Zilisch is coming on the show. And also we're going to talk a little trading cards. We have tasked Travis with getting us an expert, and man, did he deliver. Yeah. So King of the Cards is going to come on the show. We're going to ask him some questions. I got a little list of things that I want to ask him. Did you prepare a list of questions?
I have a list from before when Travis failed.
Hell yeah, brother. No disrespect, but I only know this guy via his moniker, his King of the Cards name. Does he have a real name? Kyle!
That's why the Cards, I think, is K.
Is K? Sweet. All right. So Kyle. And I've seen this guy's social media. It's been coming up on my algorithm because I started collecting cards, and now my phone's starting to share with me the things that it thinks I want to watch. And King of the Cards is some of the stuff that it's sending me, and this guy seems super cool. He's so nice to all the people. He's got a lot of fans that come to the card shows and walk up to his table, and, man, the interactions that I see on social media are awesome. So can't wait to get him on the show. That'll be a little bit later. Obviously, Dirty Mo Doe and all the good things are going to happen today. So let's get started. Let's go right into the car store, TJ. Went to Nashville Fairgrounds this past weekend. And here are my unfiltered thoughts. So
Yeah, I want to hear this because I have some questions.
we practiced Thursday from 3 to 7, and then it was like Groundhog Day. Friday, we did the exact same thing again, 3 to 7. And then Saturday, we had a 20 and a 40-minute practice, roughly, in the morning, qualified around 5, and then we raced. And that is way too much practice. I don't want to go practice that much, and I don't want to go do a race weekend where there's that much practice. It's just too much. It's not interesting or fun for me. The race day, all that the cars, the people, love it. One thing I did not like about this past weekend was so much practice. Of course, it was Nashville, new track. But if we don't show up and, open the track and say, okay, everybody's here, it's time to practice, they're all going to rent it. They're all going to show up on Wednesday and Thursday and do it anyways. Or come the week before, and now they're traveling to Nashville and back home and back out to Nashville again for the race. If we don't, kind of organize it, it gets more expensive for the teams. It's crazy how different the dirt world is versus the asphalt world in practice. Dirt guys, they run 3 corners and start the race. They go out and practice for 2 laps. Their hot laps are like, bam, bam, over.
Yeah, they're quick.
Yeah, but it was an amazing weekend for the car store. Nashville Fairgrounds has been in the news quite a bit over the last probably 5 to 10 years, and it's all revolving around the future of the racetrack. And there's obviously the fair board, local government, council. There's all these different levels of government that votes that deals have to go through to be approved. And man, you'll get through one line of government and then run into a brick wall, or get through a couple lines and then run into a brick wall, and there's always opposition. And it's unfortunate. It's very political, which is never fun. And the racetrack, first off, is sort of protected by an amendment to it's protected, and racing is forever preserved as an activity on that property. And so while the opposition to the racetrack can stifle its future and growth and its upgrades, they cannot, for the current period of time, end all racing at the racetrack because it's protected in these laws that were implemented over the past couple of decades. So that's why racing still happens there. And that's also why the track itself hasn't seen any recent upgrades to the facility. The surface is in rough shape, needs a lot of patchwork. I wouldn't say it needs a repave, but definitely has some problems on the surface that I saw this weekend. The grandstands and facility, while usable, functionable, they do need to be improved and cleaned up. A sound barrier needs to be put up around the racetrack. A very proper sound barrier needs to go up around the facility quickly. Otherwise, I mean, it's the foundation and the footprint of the track is in solid shape, and we didn't really. It felt like a great facility for our series, but there's a lot of opposition, sort of stifling what the track could continue to become, and there's a lot of support that wants racing to continue. There's a man that built a soccer stadium on the property who has a lot of interest in that being successful. It's a 30,000-plus venue that hosts concerts and all multi-use. He obviously he probably isn't a big fan of another 30,000-plus seat venue being right next door, right? Because while the racetrack is motorsports oriented, it can also be seen as a multi-use venue if they were to increase the seats for sure, where it could do concerts and so forth as well. So I don't know. Maybe there's a bit of a tug of war, I guess, happening between the community, the individuals that own the soccer stadium and so forth, the soccer team, and the fans that want to see racing continue there, the racing community in Nashville. So there's a lot going on. Lot to.
I feel like there's a good core racing community there still.
Okay.
I mean, do you get that vibe when you're there?
Well, we had 13,000 people show up that want to watch the Cars tour.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, packed the place out. I mean, if you could have sold 20,000 tickets, I think you could have gotten close to that.
Nice.
With that all said, this is the feeling that I get. Most of us don't live in Nashville. Most of us get our information about the Speedway on social media. Most of us read articles or text or post tweets, whatever, and we form our opinion of how the progress is going with the racetrack, right? From just basically social media. That's me, that's you, that's all of us, right? And when we're not in Nashville, not standing on that property, not at that racetrack, not watching a motorsports event go on, it can feel at times that there's a bunch of opposition against the racetrack and there's not a ton of confidence that something is going to come together. But when you go there and you stand on the racetrack and you're at the place and you see it operating and see the fans coming and see it happening, that changes your mind. There is, it's a big racetrack. It's a big piece of property. It's been there since 1904. Racing's been going on there forever. Second oldest racing facility, I believe, in the country.
Really?
Yeah. So when you're standing there, you go, oh, no, man, this ain't going to go away quietly. This place is stubborn. You don't know who's going to, win out on this, tug of war, but this place isn't going to get wiped off the map just like that. It's fighting, and it's got some legs. And so there's two routes, I think, that this racetrack could take. It is obviously it can continue as it is, being managed by a guy like Bob Sargent, who is the promoter there now. That's not a terrible route because short track racing continues. Bob's got relationships with all the folks that he needs to have relationships with in the town, knows how to knows how to do business in Nashville. And the only thing about that is it seems like the track doesn't get the financial support it needs to be able to continue to upgrade and just do general maintenance, like the surface. They need to. There's a couple holes in the track need to be patched, and then they're just, there just needs to be a little bit better general maintenance if we continue down the current path of racing at Nashville. The second route, obviously, is with Bristol and Marcus Smith. And if Marcus comes in and gets control of the track, he wants a 30-year runway. He wants a guarantee that he's going to get this place and get a hold of it for a long time, so that as the investments are made into the track, he knows that the track's not gonna get yanked out from under him after 10 years, right?
That's fair.
If he puts if Marcus puts $60 million in this place, he wants that 30-year runway to be able to make it work. That's how he sees how he can make that profitable. Because he's going to put a ton of money into it. As soon as Marcus gets the racetrack, he's already got commitments to the local community and local government to do the sound barrier and all types of upgrades to the racetrack.
So he's been proactive.
Yeah, they have a plan, and it's ready, and it's being mulled over by the local government and the mayor. But and that absolutely could happen, and that's still in motion. And I know that Marcus and his team are still eye on the prize. That they're still working that deal. It's not dead. And so I don't know, and I know nothing more than that. I know as much as all y'all do. Marcus isn't in my phone telling me inside information. If I go to Marcus and I say, Marcus, what's the update? I don't get details. He goes, we're still digging. He'll tell me something like, our guys were there last week. Our guys were in town last week meeting with, local government. Our guys are still boots on the ground. And that's all I need to hear. Is they're still trying to make that effort to put a deal together. I think, honestly, if the laws stay in place that protect motorsports at the track and racing is going to continue, I would probably prefer Marcus's team managing the track, because I know if I'm in a townhouse or a neighborhood nearby, or my kids are going to school within the vicinity of the racetrack, I know that Marcus is promised and will be forced, really, to put the sound barrier up and to really improve the burden of noise and that the racetrack is. So if racing's going to continue, which it's the laws are in place for that to happen. And Bob, I think there's a world where Marcus gets the 30-year deal. Marcus upgrades the racetrack, and Bob still promotes the short track racing that would continue there. I think there's a world where both can be true. And so, because I absolutely think if Marcus gets the track, you're still going to have pro, weekly racing, Cars Tour, whatever you want to do, right? And the other thing, too, is that if Marcus got the racetrack, they're not adding races. They're not adding track time. They're not adding dates. Because the Fair Board's going to tell you this racetrack gets to run 10 times a year. That's it.
Yeah.
So if it's a NASCAR race, I don't care, go-kart, whatever. You get 10 races. You get 10 shots. When I took the Cars Tour there, Bob had to pull something out, right? He put the Cars Tour in the hat. Something had to come out because he only gets 10, 12 dates, whatever, right? And so, it's not there's not more racing. You're basically saying if they agree to do this deal with Marcus, they're basically saying, Marcus, come in, fix up the track, put the sound barrier up, make it better for everybody, better for the community, better for our racers, better for Nashville. I just don't understand why it's taken so long for everybody to understand that this is the right way forward for the racetrack. It's interesting. So that's what we had a great weekend. I went around to competitors before, during, and after the race, and everyone was thrilled to be there. They were a couple of them said it reminded them of Myrtle Beach because the track had a great environment. The track had a great culture and environment. It had a feeling that was fun. And then you had Nashville itself when you got done at the racetrack. Like for Saturday night, dude, we went downtown, drank some beer. Went to
Tons of places to go.
We went to Printer's Alley.
Oh, love Printer's Alley.
A bar called The Cellar, and drank beer till 2 in the morning. We took the guitar that Caden won, hung it on the wall in the bar, and cheersed it and drank beer to it. Had pizza. I mean, not every racetrack that we go to is there an after party, a place where you can go or even on Thursday night after testing, a lot of guys went out, and had fun. We went to Tootsie's.
That's one thing I remember of the Martinsville weekend when I ran the late model race. You got done at the track and everybody went to Clarence's or the places in Martinsville, and you saw all the guys that I was competing against. You saw them there. So
the infamous Dutch Inn.
The Dutch Inn, yeah, you get the Dutch flu.
There was a bar in a hotel in Martinsville. The hotel is called the Dutch Inn, and that bar, if it could talk, I don't think it's there anymore. But
I don't know.
I mean, in the 80s,
even in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
like
I know, but I mean, imagine Tim Richmond and all those guys.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Dutch Inn. I just can't tell you how much fun we had taking the Cars tour to Nashville. It was fantastic. I could sit here and talk about it for hours. Anyhow, let's move on to Bristol. Cup racing, man. I watched the Cup race on Sunday, and congratulations to Ty Gibbs. I know he's long overdue, and he was thrilled to be able to get himself to victory lane. Ty Gibbs is in the sim this morning, so he's not going to be calling into the show, but we've all kind of watched this kid go through the challenges and hurdles and trying to become a winning race car driver in the Cup Series. And he used to race in the Cars Tour, worked his way up through the Xfinity Series, had a ton of success. And it's been a bit of a rocky road. Came into the Cup Series and looked like, man, this kid's got it. He's ahead of the game. Mm-hmm. But they've struggled over the last couple of years, and there's been some, personnel changes and whatnot. But seems like right now they're in a stable place.
They're running like it.
Yep.
Top 10 after top 10 after top 10.
Yeah. But the kid is pretty dang competent. He doesn't make a bunch of mistakes.
Is he a championship contender this year?
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. That's a bit of a jump, I think, from where I have him in my mind before Bristol.
Yeah.
I know he won.
He's getting there.
He's getting there, yeah. He's kind of like, I guess you could say he reminds me a lot of Chase Elliott last year. Very just consistent.
Mm-hmm.
If he can't win the race, he's going to get you that 5th, going to get you that 8th, going to get you that 10th, going to get you that 3rd. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just wonder if this does it for Ty, though. Does this give him a little bit more, like...
You never know. They always say, you just got to win that first one, and then the floodgates are going to open. That isn't always the case.
I don't always see that either.
No, I mean, it's just as hard to win them.
He's not going to try any harder than he
already
is.
Winning doesn't get easier after you're the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
To me, it gives the driver the confidence, okay, I can do this now. A little, you know what I mean? But
I don't know that he lacked it.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he went through a couple rough years. I'm sure there was probably some hard times for him.
He seemed like outwardly to realize where the problem was and knew it wasn't him. Yeah. That's just my perception, but, I could be wrong. He could be really insecure about it after the last rough couple of years, but he doesn't express that.
Sure.
He expresses, hey, man, I know where the problem is. We're going to get that fixed, and then I'll be good. And that seems to be what happened.
It's looking like it so far.
Because, I mean, there was a moment in the season last year where the temperature around it was that he was tough to beat, maybe tough to deal with.
Well, yeah, you had Gabehart as like the quasi crew chief. Tyler Allen really wasn't on the mic. Like it was just awkward.
It was, and and then Gabe Hart's out at the end of the year.
That whole situation looked.
It did.
It didn't look great for Ty.
Didn't look good. Yeah, it didn't look great for Ty. Ty just kept his head down, went about his racing, and now he's in victory lane. Now he looks, and they've been running great. This wasn't.
Yeah, this isn't like a surprise.
No, not a surprise. They've been running great every week, and so now it's like, man, maybe it wasn't him. You know, maybe in the right scenario, this kid's just, you know.
This is proof that if you hang out around that top 5, you're going to be able to win races because he wasn't the dominant car all day.
No.
He wasn't the best car all day, but you give a guy in the top 5 a shot to win, there it is.
And as we talked about last week, like, he's only 23. So to what we're talking about, like, yeah, it's taken him a couple years, but like, it's got to mature. Like, he's got to develop.
That's a great point. I mean, I always say this, and I know everybody's tired of hearing about it, but like Logano, Byron, I mean, it's right. It's just the exact same thing.
He wasn't racing Cup at 20. Like, there's.
Well, it's the exact same thing. You put these guys in these cars at 19, 20, 21 years old, they are going to have flashes, but they are also going to have rough days. And if you can see that through, right, you get Byron, you get Logano, you get Blaney.
A lot of guys don't get the opportunity, though.
They don't
get through that.
But Ty's going to get it.
Yeah. Like Denny put his time in right. Like, I feel like guys like Denny and Brad and Martin Truex, they all came up. A lot of them, almost all of them, you know, came up that way.
Like, we're going to have Connor on. Like, he's struggling right now, but, like, he's young, and it's going to take him some time before he can break through on an oval.
It will. Well, Ty Gibbs may not even be in his prime yet.
It might. No, I don't think he is.
Not close.
Yeah. And so, just think about that. Like, he's sitting there 4th in points and, you know, definitely in the conversation around points, but I don't think that he's
when could he hit his prime? Is he 5 years from it still? Could be.
Oh, I mean, I think that if you're in a great situation with a great team, it could start around the age of 25 and run to 35.
Yeah. So
I mean,
he's not even
different for everybody. Just different for different people. Like Denny's is, Denny's is a lot. His prime run is a lot longer than most, but most guys get about a 10-year window of like their really peak. It can still be great after that. But
I feel like Ty is in a really good spot to have the same path that Denny had with the equipment that he's in, because Denny's been in A+ equipment his entire career.
Yeah.
So his prime window obviously stays open longer, in my opinion.
Probably opens up sooner, too.
Yeah.
Definitely opens up sooner.
The challenge for Gibbs is going to really be how that operation is ran from the top down. Joe is way up there in age, right? He is absolutely his celebrity status, his recognition, name recognition, all those things, 85 years old. So that right there is how he's a big, huge part of their sustained success, partner relationships and all those things, right? So how they carry that on beyond Joe himself is the key to Ty's success, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I mean, I would say it's kind of like,
what do you think Ty needs to keep the
Let me just say
season?
this. So, DEI, for example, right? DEI with Dale Earnhardt and without Dale Earnhardt, 2 different buildings, 2 different operations, 2 different businesses. Even though the name's there, the legacy's there, to be able, it is just not the same if that man isn't walking in the building. The way he would come in there and talk to employees, the way he would, shake hands with sponsors and market the company. When that leaves, someone else has to come in there and do that. Someone else has to come in there and be that. And no one could replace that, right? And so no matter, and DEI can be successful, but it is not ever going to be what it was without Dale Earnhardt present and in the building. And so that is the challenge for Gibbs, is when Joe is gone, how can they continue to have the partnerships they need to fund the operation, maintain the critical, talented individuals and engineering and crew and support to be able to build fast race cars. And if they can find that magic way to do those things, that charisma and that ability to, to really truly be successful in operating the business, Ty's got a real opportunity at a solid 20-year career with a lot of wins.
Those positions are hard to fill, though.
The leadership.
Yeah. It's hard to fill those.
Well, they may have a plan.
And you're like, I'm sure there's stories about people that worked with your dad, the things he would do, like go see him on the land, just walk up, and I mean that made their day. Like they couldn't wait to get there.
And also like a sponsor, maybe once chose like, you know what, I don't have that same relationship with whoever takes over. I may not want to.
Exactly. That's what I'm speaking
yeah.
on. Yeah. So the leadership, Ty's. I know that's a long view, but that's truly like what kind of driver can Ty be? Like, if he's driving for Joe Gibbs Racing, he's going to be as good as Joe Gibbs Racing is.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's a winner. Ty's now a winner. Ty's a guy that's fourth in points. He's a winner. Get him in a great race car. He's going to get you a great result. Not really mistake prone. He's dialing it in, not in his prime. This guy's got a great runway, right? But he's going to be only as good as the equipment and the organization he's with.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of how I look at that.
I agree.
Let's talk about you had a little bit of a comical moment during the race.
We had a little bit of a
comedy
exciting moment.
Yeah.
Comical for us. Not
Comical.
I didn't know it was comical till after the race.
What? Well, why? So Stenhouse gets into Brad and spins Brad out, and Stenhouse comes over the radio and said,
"Tell TJ inside."
Tell TJ inside.
Yeah, I guess because
no, he said tell TJ he's an. What did he say? No, what did he say?
That's what he said.
He said tell TJ inside.
Oh, I thought he said tell TJ he's an.
I don't turn the wheel.
Okay. Well, did he not come up the racetrack into y'all?
Well, eventually he got a big run out of 4. He moved up.
Do we have video?
I'm sure.
All right, keep talking.
He got a big run out of 4, and I watched it, counted it down off the top side like you always do. We get to the start-finish line, and he's like, kind of start. Like, it was a late dive, but I don't blame him. I mean, he gets into Brad a little bit. Brad kind of closes the door, and we go up the racetrack, but he just continues to go up the racetrack and doesn't stop until he spins us out.
Yeah.
So.
Right there, I see it. Let's go back.
Yeah, you need the in-car.
All right, we got.
I mean.
He's going up the track.
Yeah, I saw. I know.
So, did Brad enter?
We crowded him on entry a little bit.
Crowded him on entry. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, a little bit, but that happens 1,000 times a race.
And, well, I mean, at Bristol, you enter on the bottom, or you enter. Here we go. We're on board. Oh, whoa. Yeah, there was contact on entry. Yeah, car low, TJ.
Yeah.
Car low.
Hence why I said that, too.
You told him Carlo?
Absolutely
Your
told
driver?
him Carlo. Yeah, inside. Yeah. I mean, I counted the entire rundown.
Yeah.
So.
Man.
But it all worked out how it should have.
Well, did you talk to Stenhouse?
I don't need to talk to Ricky. There's 5. I was just racing.
You ought to call him.
I don't need to call Ricky. I'm not driving.
When he answers the phone, you say, car outside.
I wish we had Ricky to surprise TJ.
Yeah, I know. I mean, inside like Darlington during COVID or what?
Just
I mean,
call his number, and then as soon as he picks up, say, outside.
Yeah,
outside. Clear, all clear. Spin behind you.
Those moves happen at Bristol like 1,000 times a race. TV doesn't catch them all.
I didn't see it. Nope, that was the only time I saw that. That only happened once, and that was your.
Yeah, just there.
So Brad got spun out.
Yep.
Yeah, you didn't hit nothing. Good
Didn't
job.
hit anything.
Yeah.
Came back, ran. Then we got a speeding penalty late, which really hurt our day, but still finished top 15. So with a late penalty, so I'll take it.
Arby's is putting the pedal to the metal with value that breaks away from the pack. Introducing the new Meat in 3 box for $7.99 that's filled with Arby's quality favorites. The Meat in 3 box now has new sandwiches for you to choose from. You get your choice between a crispy chicken sandwich, or a crispy fish sandwich, or a ham and Swiss melt. And every Meat in 3 box comes with melty mozzarella sticks and some crispy curly fries, and a peach cobbler roll for dessert. This thing's just giving sweet as a peach a whole new meaning. Plus, you get a small drink. It's meat and 3, but you're getting 5 items. There's so much food in there, all for only $7.99. Arby's is giving you more meal for your money and is filling you up with your favorite food that you just can't get anywhere else. Arby's is known for always giving you more than you expect. Available for a limited time at participating locations while supplies last. Prices may vary. Get your meat and 3 box at any Arby's near you today. Where are you?
I'm guessing he's at home.
I'm at Jesse's house, but it's close enough.
Jesse's got some. Is that a boob light up ahead of you?
That is. Jesus,
it's a boob light up there.
No, it's just a light.
No, it's one of them old boob lights that you see. You see those in. You see those in apartments.
It's like these, just smaller.
Yeah. I mean, it's hilarious.
Boob light.
Yeah.
Never heard that one before.
Is that what is on the wall? Is those Jesse's checkered flags?
Yeah, they are. I assume I'm in his little office.
What's the frame stuff on there? Is it some kind of a? Is those his?
Does that camera
academic awards? What are those?
I don't know. They're from ARCA.
ARCA.
Oh, he's hanging ARCA awards.
Hell yeah, hang up them ARCA awards.
Good Lord.
You know, I think.
My gosh.
I printed out and hung up my first iRacing win. I remember hanging those things on the wall.
That is about what that is. Good for Jesse.
Yeah.
Put your NCAA award up.
Is that Jesse's B license on the wall over there? Is that his rookie?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is.
Oh, that's Jesse's rookie class. He graduated from the rookie class, street stock class over there. Good work.
His first street stock win in Charlotte.
He's getting
street
hammered.
Stock, season 3.
He's not even here to defend himself. He's getting hammered.
He's probably sitting on the other side of the camera.
No, he's not.
Golly. So this weekend you got a chance to drive for Junior Motorsports, man. Always awesome to have you in our cars. We had such a great year last year racing with you, and so we're thrilled when you get back behind the wheel. And you got to work with Rodney Childers. You've been able to work with him a couple times this year. I've known Rodney since I was in school, and so but you're getting a chance to work with him a little bit and get to know him pretty well. What's Rodney like as a crew chief? Like, what's his temperament, and what do you like about getting to work with a guy like that?
Yeah, I feel like Rodney's just never worried or stressed, and that is very helpful to have in a crew chief, because that's the last guy you want to be uptight and stressed and nervous, and because he's the leader of the team. So it's been cool to kind of just learn from his demeanor and how he goes about things. But he's so laid back and just I feel like he's always going to do the right thing, make the right call, and not really stress about it if not. So, he's a good dude, and I'm glad that, I was a part of his first win with JRM. It was a really cool day.
What's it like to win at Bristol? I used to go there as a little kid, and that night race at Bristol was my favorite of all the races to go to all year long. That was the one that was like at the top of my list as a kid because of the action, and you just got so close to the racing, and it's always a lot of fun. So I have Bristol high on my list. It's even higher than some Crown Jewels in my personal opinion. But what's it like to drive up on top of that building and win a race there?
Yeah, it's the victory lane and the sword. I don't know. Did you ever get a sword?
I don't believe I did.
No, they didn't have swords.
I just got the giant trophy.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, they started the swords like 10 or 12 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a cool tradition that they have now to give the driver that wins a sword. And, obviously Bristol is one of the coolest tracks to win at because it's just everything feels so tight. And I feel like you're so up close with all the fans and everybody who's there, watching the race. And it definitely adds to the experience of winning when you can kind of feel like you're celebrating with everybody who's there. And obviously driving up, onto the top of the media center or whatever the building that we drive up on top of for Victory Lane is unique and really cool. So I had a lot of fun. We had a really good race car and we're able to stay out there at the end and make that strategy call to put us in a position to win. And it was my first win at Bristol, so that was awesome.
Did you think you were going to be able to get by the 19? I know passing on the bottom there late in the race is difficult, it's tough, challenging to put that together. It looked like you had to really put the work in to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I did not know. As soon as he got to my outside, I was like, I just completely blew this race. He did it the restart before, and I should have known better to get up when he got to the outside of me the first time, and I didn't. And I thought that was going to be the end of the race, and he was just going to rip the top and get by me. And he made a mistake on top, and as soon as he did, I got up and took the top away from him. So it was a little bit lucky that, Brent made that little mistake running the fence, but, we were running so hard those last 10 or 12 laps, and, Kyle and me, we hadn't really been running the top like that all race long. So it was kind of the first laps up there, and hence why, Brent and Kyle both ended up making a mistake that, cost them a little bit. Yeah. So it was, the pace had picked up, and we were all giving it all we had. And, when you're doing that for 15 laps in a row, you're going to make mistakes eventually. And fortunately I was the one that, was able to sneak through and get the win.
Did Kyle make you nervous at all? Cause I saw he cleared Brent, and then he got to you, seemed like he got to you really quick, and then he made that mistake, and it was because I thought he was getting ready to probably take a dive or, do something, and I guess he jumped the cushion or did something.
Yeah, it's never fun when you're, there's five to go, and Kyle Larson's behind you with 100 lap pressure tires. That's never really what you want to see.
What could go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. But, I just kind of forgot about what was behind me and just tried to run my best corner each lap and not make a mistake, and he was going to have to do something to get by me. I felt like I wasn't going to be the one to, I wasn't going to make the mistake and let him have it easy. I wanted to force him into making a move or something like that to get by me. So to be honest, I was running as hard as I could, but I knew that I couldn't make a mistake because he'd be right there to take advantage of it.
When did you run your fastest lap?
I think lap 291 or something, 10 to go on 100 lap tires.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. That's what I saw too, and I was like, good Lord.
Yeah, I know. We were digging as hard as we could at the end, and honestly, we were on the oldest tires, me and Brent, and obviously Kyle had new stuff, but we were driving away from everybody who put tires on at the stop before that. So it was kind of funny that, you run the tires for 100 laps and they're still just as good as new. But after practice, we still had lines down the middle. There was no wear at all. So that's kind of what, the caution came out with 35 to go. And I actually lost the Bristol race in the fall last year, kind of the same way. I was leading, and we pitted and tried to get the tires to come back through, but we just never were able to make it back up to the front. So as soon as the caution came out, I kind of told Rodney, I was like, look, we're staying out, and I'll make it work. So glad that we were able to do that, and glad that Rodney trusted me to make that call.
Well, what did Kyle have to say when he came to the window at the end of the race?
Yeah, he just said good job, and I gave Marty some. I was telling him, I was like, why the hell did you pit? We lost that race doing the exact same thing last year, and
Rodney,
he laughed.
Rodney called me this week asking me what I thought about coming down pit road, and man, I was like, God, he's still not sure exactly what to do, and he's like, I got Larson, and I feel like I got a pit. I'm like, well, if you think you can drive back through there. But
yeah, it was funny. Kyle told me good job, and we laughed about the decision to pit or not, and I kind of went on my way. But it was cool to race against Kyle. I raced against him on Saturday, and we're racing for the win, and then Sunday he's lapping me on lap 40. So it was definitely a change going from Saturday to Sunday. But it's a lot harder on Sunday. It's just the cars, the competition, everything's tougher. So it's going to take some time for me to figure that out, but we're working at it every week, and Trackhouse as a whole trying to get better. So it's been a struggle, no doubt, but we're getting there.
Yeah. What are some of the things that have jumped out at you on the Cup side that are so unique and different from what you've experienced?
Man, I would just say the intensity is you get in those the O'Reilly races and just it's intense on final restarts, and it's intense at points throughout the race, but in the Cup car it's every single lap. You can't make a mistake, you can't take a lap off. I feel like it's just you're always fighting for the next position. And I feel like in everything I've ever raced, it's never quite like that. Like there's moments of the race that are intense, but man, in those cup races, it's every lap you're fighting for your life, it feels like. And it's just very, very competitive, and everybody's so talented on Sundays, and the teams are all so competitive, and all have so many resources and spend a lot of money to make their cars fast, and it's different than anything I've ever done.
Well, man, we know you're going to figure it out. Rookie years, they can be rewarding, but also there's some humbling moments in them. But we know you're a winner and a champion, and a bright future for you in the Cup Series. Thanks for giving us some time this morning, man. Have a good week, and we'll see you at the racetrack.
Of course. Thanks, Dale.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. See you, TJ.
See you, man. Congrats.
All right, car outside, by the way.
Car inside. Car inside.
Yeah,
Outside.
Inside.
Hey, everybody. The 2026 NASCAR season is underway, and it's already shaping up to be another year of hard racing, great storylines, winning moments that remind us why we love this amazing sport. And when it comes to capturing all of that on-track action in collectible form, nobody does it better than Lionel Racing, the official diecast of NASCAR. Their race win diecasts are some of my favorite cars in my own collection. That's because the detail, they look exactly like the car does in Victory Lane. The confetti, scuffs, marks, tire marks, damage, all of it. It's like freezing that winning moment in time and having it right there in your own home and your own collection. Lionel Racing diecast, they're the real deal. And right now, Lionel is offering a free domestic shipping when you use promo code DOWNLOAD26. That's free domestic shipping when you use the promo code DOWNLOAD26. So head over to LionelRacing.com, grab your favorite diecast, and make this NASCAR season one to remember. Well, it's great to be able to talk to the winner from the Xfinity Series, or the O'Reilly Series.
O'Reilly Series, yeah. It's good to see his perspective now, since he went from such a high to Daytona. Everything is going to be great. It's hard.
Yeah.
Like to see where he was, because he was like top dog, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it was a lot of fun to see the success. And I talked to Rodney Childers after the race, and he's like, just, on to the next.
I know,
yeah.
Rodney, one thing I noticed about working with Rodney is the driver can come on there and say, Rodney, this thing's so loose I can barely drive it. 10-4.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the most, like,
Oh, yeah.
you're on, I mean, literally, you could, like, the most hype scenario could be happening, and Rodney is literally just 10-4.
Yeah. I think that's why I think Harvick loved him so much, is because Harvick's a fiery guy.
He is fiery.
And when things aren't going the way he expects them to go, he's going to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that Harvick really probably appreciated the fact that Rodney didn't get stirred up.
Yeah,
right?
getting stirred up doesn't help.
Kevin knew Kevin needed to pop off, right? Kevin had that release valve and needed to get something out, but he didn't want his crew chief to spiral or get fiery or get upset.
Similar to you, I mean, you were kind of the same way.
Yeah, and I worked really well with Letarte, because I would say something on the radio and get mad or get because you just got to get it out. And
sometimes he would let you go, and other times he was like, "Hey, that's enough."
Yeah, he would. But it was pretty. He would never. He wouldn't. I wouldn't screw him up.
Yeah.
Right? My fiery, my episode of being frustrated or mad wouldn't send Steve down the wrong road.
No, he never read into it.
Nope.
He let you get it out and kept working
That's
forward.
what Rodney's like.
Yeah.
Back to the Cup stuff. Ryan Blaney looked like one of the best cars all day long.
Yeah, he was. Him in the 5, definitely.
But he is struggling on pit road. And
He's
I think
not struggling.
Well, I'm trying to be nice about it.
Yeah.
He's struggling on pit road, and Russell told us about this on earlier weeks ago during one of our Dirty Modo segments, how tough things had been on pit road for Blaney and how this crew's struggling. And it's really, really surprising. They lost 86 spots on pit road
This season.
I'm curious if that includes, because I think he's had some penalties too. But
well, sure, but
I mean,
he was asked about it the other week. Said the guys need reps. They want to give them time to figure it out, and when he feels like when the playoffs come around, they'll be ready to rock.
But isn't that dumb? Like, because every point matters with this format.
Look,
take him from Centric. Take him. Todd Gilliland has a development team. Like, you're screwing up your best chance to win a championship.
Well,
I don't think you can go rocking the boat like you think, Travis, because you got more than one team there as well. And I think if the coaches see the potential in the guys, sometimes it takes guys a little bit together. 3 months from now, this might be the fastest crew on pit road.
There you go. I mean, I feel like that there's some I for right or wrong, there's probably some loyalty there. You know, Blaney, I don't believe Blaney is sitting there in the conversations around should they make a change, should they not make a change. Blaney's basically saying, I'm going to leave that up to –
it's not his area.
No, I'm going to leave it up to coaches, high-level management. If they think somebody needs to change, they'll change it. But if they don't, until they do, I'm loyal to who's on my car. I'm your guy. You're my guy. You may not be hitting on all cylinders right now, but I believe in you.
As he should be.
And you're going to figure it out. And so I don't think that's lip service. I think that he genuinely feels that way. And you ride or die with those guys until upper management makes a change. When they make a change, you got a new guy you ride or die with. You're like, all right, man, let's get it. New guys here, come on in. This is a family. Let's get our ass, in gear and get going. They got an issue, and I would have confidence that Penske could figure this out,
Why wouldn't you as a driver, though? And I believe you, and I get that that's what, like, the drivers kind of leave that. But why wouldn't you be more, like, hands-on?
Some are. Like, Harvick was very vocal about his crew at times. And, I mean, not that you can't be vocal on the radio when they don't have a great stop.
I'm not saying vocal on radio. I'm saying, like...
I was going to get there.
Okay.
But I have to cross my T's and dot my I's so that I don't get taken out of context. The thing is, Travis, when you get in the middle of determining an individual's role in an operation, you're assuming responsibility, you're assuming you're assuming also the fallout if it doesn't work. And, like, if you're not an expert at something, don't meddle. Like, I learned the hard way that I don't need to determine who my crew chief is, right? I thought I needed this or needed that, and I was absolutely wrong. And those are mistakes that are costly, very costly. And so while you might not think it's a big deal to go, man, let's change this right front carrier, this changer's not good, whoever, right? You just pick a guy. Let's make a change there. That could send the wrong message to the other team, the other guys on the crew. But what if they believe in this guy and they want to, they need him, they think he's going to figure it out, and Blaney comes in there and shoehorns the guy out. Now the rest of the team's like, wow, Blaney's not got our back.
Yeah.
It
changes a lot more than you think.
Are we going to, especially under this format, you're willing to risk losing points? And, like, are we going to treat pit crews like, we all talk about how they're basically a team, they're athletes, so let's treat them that way.
But it's not like it's not like you're going to take the guy out and put another guy in, and it's like, oh, magically fixed.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like that. It's.
Look, I hear you. The upper management absolutely needs to tackle this situation. There are people who it's their job to make sure that pit crew is badass. Mm-hmm. That guy, whoever he is in the role in the organization, should be fixing this. It isn't Blaney's job.
Yeah.
And so, Blaney's got to ride and believe in and put his arms around the people that are going to the racetrack with him every week. And he's not sitting there looking at a chart of all of their guys and going, well, that's the guy we need. Let's take that guy off that car and put that guy on. He's not spending his days wondering about that and knowing that information. So I mean, why would Blaney walk in there and go? He could go in and demand a change. He might be able to go into this person's office and say, "Fix my pit crew, damn it."
Yeah.
But it doesn't go any farther than that.
Ryan Blaney's not having a terrible season.
No, but I mean, if the pit crew's an issue,
yeah,
it might need a little attention.
He could be probably have 15 more points with this
Yeah, and I mean,
what if, to TJ's point, you hung in there and they got it right with the people they have? How rewarding is that? Like to see that person or that team gel come together, and when it counts, they start to gain the spots. They start to win the races they need to win. You know,
and it happens.
It does happen. Just like Ty Gibbs, right? Nobody gave up on him. Guy's not even in his prime yet. Nobody gave up on Byron. Nobody gave up on Logano.
But the other side of that, Ty Gibbs makes a change. Now he's knocking out top fives. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but I do agree with the pit crew thing. If they believe in the pit crew deal, man, those guys are. It's a very there's a lot of athletes in there and a lot of really good guys, and I do believe that they have people in there they think's gonna eventually figure this out.
Yeah.
And like
they may make a change, but I don't know that it's Blaney who needs to be the catalyst of that change.
You're putting a lot of weight on his shoulders when you start doing that.
I mean, you're the star quarterback, though.
He's not. He's a race car driver.
Yeah, this is a coach's decision.
It's a coach's decision, yeah. Tell him, TJ.
Well, I mean, the coach doesn't, the quarterback doesn't.
But who's got more power, the crew chief or Blaney?
The crew chief.
What do you mean?
For going to...
Changing the crew?
Getting a change.
Crew chief. That's his job. That's his area. And then he goes to the pit coach.
It's like literally in his title.
But Blaney is the face, and if he's going and saying, "Hey, this all like,"
what is he going that?
Blaney's not Blaney wants the best pit crew, and he has to trust the people at Penske and the people there, which they have great people. They're going to figure it out. Yeah. It's not like they don't know what they're doing.
We think they're going to figure it out.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
They will figure it out.
They'll figure it. At Penske.
I know. They're like, jeez.
He's hard-headed, TJ.
He is. He's Denny, bro.
It has nothing to do with Denny.
I know. I'm just messing with you. Just
so,
your name, crew chief.
Hey, how about Riley Herbst this weekend?
What about him?
He ran pretty good.
Was.
He did. He ran pretty good.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, no, Riley was running great.
Yeah.
Qualified really good.
Qualified good.
He did.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
Pretty interesting.
Turned Kyle. Had enough of Kyle, so he turned him.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Do you think he did? What happened between them?
I couldn't tell.
Led up to that.
I couldn't tell if he was just trying to get a little bit every lap and he got too close right in the middle of 3 and 4 and bumped Kyle, because it wasn't like he just went down to the corner and sent him like we saw earlier. But
did Kyle spin Herbst out later?
I think
he did.
I mean, it looked like it.
Yeah.
So
you can't keep up with us.
So right there,
yeah,
I don't.
Little tap.
Denny said that he was told to pack some air on him, and I think he just got too close and bumped him.
I don't think he meant to spit him out.
Man.
No.
That one wreck where SVG spun out and backed her up.
Oh, yeah.
That was a old style 1985 Bristol crash, man.
They're still coming. They're still in it.
Yeah. So, do you have a video of Kyle retaliating or doing whatever? There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got him.
Yeah. He got him.
Spun him down the front straightaway.
Oh,
he's on him in the corner. He gave him a pop right there in the middle.
He's packing air.
And he's like,
well,
you're getting it, son.
Yeah, Riley did wiggle and give him the chance to get right there. And
yeah.
Kyle did a good job of...
Oh, boom.
Yeah, that's...
Not too bad.
No. Did you know that Chase Elliott wrecked on the coming...
I heard
I saw it,
at the end
and
of
I
the
thought,
race.
yeah, he wrecked down and what spun out, and he kept going, but he just got loose off of 4 and spun down to the whole front stretch.
Oh, here's Kyle Busch's radio.
I know you're frustrated. Us yelling at each other during the race isn't going to help. We're in this together. That was
a spotter.
Telling Pullman, it's just, and Pullman says it's the same every week.
Ooh.
Oof.
It reminds me a lot
of the digital radios. Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of a particular crew chief that I worked with. And you and him would have...
Oh, we would argue a couple times.
Absolutely different. I would have a conversation with him on the radio.
Yeah.
about the car. We're struggling. We're not good. This is this and that, this and that. Talking about balance, handling, things we're trying to change. And then you and him would have a conversation on the other side of like, why the is this thing doing this? Why is he doing that? Why is it driving that way? Why does he run there? Why does he do that?
Oh, the one time I got told to it was the Fontana race where we stayed out on tires, and I was like, we had 10 laps on our tires, and we went, and you chose the top. We went into one. I knew it was going to happen. I mean, down the front stretch, we're like already 20th, and he's like on the digital. I was like, why don't you tell him to let everybody go by? And I'm like, really? I'm like, why don't you keep telling him yourself? That's what I told him.
Yeah.
So that was probably but I did enjoy the digital because we could talk a lot of about you too.
I know it. And I had no idea what was going on. And y'all would come on my radio and be nice to me. It's like,
yeah, good job, good corner, man. What the hell is he doing? Like,
yeah.
That was fun.
That
was a lot of
fun. Lance McGrew, my old buddy Lance McGrew. I still talk to Lance. He's out there doing it. We were friends and we are friends.
Yeah, Lance is a good guy.
Yeah. We had some tough years racing, but
yeah,
it is what it is. I don't have any sour feelings.
No, Lance is a good guy.
But that was exactly like the Lance McGrew relationship. Lance comes in, he's trying his ass off. We'd have a great conversation, even when we were struggling. We'd have a conversation about what could we do to fix the car. We're frustrated, but it was not like we were yelling at each other. And then you and him would go on Channel 2 and just be disgusted. And this is exactly what it was like.
I never really cussed. I never really downed you too bad.
No, I'm just saying, like, y'all would just, it was not, you wouldn't have
wouldn't say it on one.
You'd had a filter when you were on one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the difference with this is like, yeah, this is something, the issues they're having, a lot of people are having on Sunday, but for them, it's multiple weeks now, so it's not just a one-off.
Yeah, it's hard. They just need to, I'll tell you what sucks is the way this, and I wish it was different in some sense, is the way that if you lose momentum and have a bad race, you get the bad qualifying deal the next week, and it's just so hard to come back out of that.
That's what Josh Berry told me.
So hard. I wish they could fix it.
Yeah, Josh Berry told me that the having to go out early in qualifying and that is the hardest thing to overcome.
It is.
Yep.
You're starting
the back, bad pit stop. Yep, bad pit stall.
Yep.
Starting the back.
Which then, a bad pit stop, you go in there, you don't have the greatest stall, you get jammed in sometimes, you lose 2-3 spots every time. All the guys you work that run to pass.
It perpetuates itself.
Yes.
And you don't get out of that cycle. And you go into the next race qualifying early and getting a bad stall, qualifying in the back. And
you have to just put together the perfect race once. But then it's still hard because you don't, obviously, when you start in the back, you don't get a chance to run a fast lap most of the time. Most fast laps are run from front in clean air.
Yeah.
And early in the race, you don't have a chance to do that, which adds into the formula. Honestly, I miss random draw for qualifying. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I think that they should you should qualify by points.
Qualify by points?
Yeah, starting the fastest cars first. The best cars first.
I think you just random it. I mean, but you could do the fast cars first, but I mean,
random sounds fun too.
Random is just everyone's got a shot every week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get the right draw, you get that late draw. Everyone, you circle cars going down the qualifying order. Oh, that car, Ryan Newman. You knew like when Ryan Newman went out, you're like, oh, that's one we got to look for right here.
Yeah.
Like, it would be interesting if they like televised it. Like here's
at least streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why
YouTube.
not?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Put it on there.
Yeah. Who cares? I mean,
Kyle Larson's going out third.
Yeah.
Does it not let me ask you this. If they did that as a broadcaster, would that be exciting for you to
Yeah, sure.
You know, because you'd have to go down that list and be like, yeah, this guy's going to be fast late. We got to go for him.
I could have some fun with that.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, one last order of business before we move on. The Talladega stage lengths for the Cup race will be different. 98 laps in stage 1, then 45. You won't need to stop for fuel in the final 2 stages. They're trying to do something about less fuel. They're trying to do something to get rid of the fuel savings. This won't do it. They know that. They know that that's not going to like remove it entirely. That's fine. But they're just trying to get it to where at least the hard racing is at the back end of the race. So the race is going to start. Guys are going to save fuel in stage 1. And the hope is that once they're beyond that stage, they won't need to save any longer. We'll just have to see how that kind of works out. We have another guest caller today, and this is going to be a lot of fun for me and TJ. We have talked about our cards and getting back into collecting over the last several months, and had a lot of fun with that. Ripped some packs yesterday. Probably going to rip some more today. And you know how our phones are. They're always listening. And my phone's been sending me all these cool videos and different content creators and so forth out there making some great stuff. One of them in particular is King of the Cards, and that is Kyle Kravitz. Am I pronouncing that right, Kyle?
You got it. Good morning.
Good morning,
How you doing, man?
I know that this is last minute, and I can't thank you enough for coming on this show and talking to us. I know you're an established collector out there. I've seen a lot of your content over the last couple of months. I love your disposition. I love how you treat your fans and folks that want to come up and talk to you at the shows.
Yeah.
Videos
are entertaining.
Videos are great. So basically, my hope is that you would come on the show at another date to where we could talk at length. But we're going to do a quick surface level 10 minutes here around collecting. To give you a little bit of a background, back in 1987-ish, I got into the card collecting with my friends when I was in school, got a bunch of the, Topps 87 stuff all the way up through 92, 91, Upper Deck, and then I just quit. I don't know why or whatever, but I just I put all that stuff away and didn't touch it for 30 years. The fun part was getting it all back out and actually going through the collection and seeing what I had, what was worth anything, and what I might want to do with it. And what it did was draw me right back into the hobby. And man, has it changed. To have been completely away from it for 30 years. And I mean, you even have your own language now. There's all these terms and things that I'm having to learn, but you're looking at two guys that are absolute novices. Like, I've never been to a show.
Yeah, we've never been to a card show for sure.
I'm just learning what case hits are and blaster packs and all those things.
We'll change all of that.
Right.
We'll change all of that. That's what I'm here for.
So if when you meet folks that are sort of new to collecting, what's some good advice? What are some, I imagine you want to kind of establish first what kind of collector you are, but what are some good things to think about?
Well, I think simply enough, start slow, right? I think a lot of people jump in, and right now you're seeing a lot of big price tags on things, right? So it can get a little intimidating, and people jump in and they buy big time boxes. They don't hit what they want to. They buy a big time card. It goes down in value. I say start slow. Learn first. You don't need to jump right in and be spending money. Maybe the best thing to do is actually go to a show, not buy anything, watch videos, and don't buy anything yet. I think learning is the most important thing up front. Secondly, I tell people, figure out what you're trying to do. If you're trying to collect, then collecting is about just passion. That's love. Like, my collection does not look like the $100,000, $200,000 deals that you see sometimes throughout the whole video. I have $10 cards that mean the world to me. They're very different ball games that you're playing there. It's the guys I grew up watching. It's my favorite, something that stuck out to me. Aesthetically, the card's beautiful. It comes from a rare set that I fell in love with. Very different. If you are trying to trade your way up, whole different story. I tell people, look, don't complicate it. Don't prospect. Buy for X and sell for Y. That's it. How many times can you do that? You won't be perfect. Just win more than you lose. Can you buy something for $80 and sell it for $100? Can you buy something for, it depends on your budget. Are you working with 50 grand that you could easily tie up and turn it into 55 and trade it up to the cards that you want? People have different approaches, and I'm obviously a mix of both, right? Like, I'm a hobbyist first, I'm a collector first, but I have the business side of it. You have to figure out what your goal is. So start slow, figure out what your angle is, and if you're collecting, collect what you love. And if you're trying to make money, keep it simple. Don't gamble, don't guess. Just take it from X to Y.
What is the best way for a collector to establish value of a card? Like, say I'm wanting a specific card. I go on eBay, there's 4 or 5, 10, maybe 100 of those cars listed, right? How do is it apps? How do I establish sort of where I'm comfortable spending?
So that's usually the toughest thing for most coming in, and there's no perfect answer, but the closest thing to perfect that I have found is Card Ladder is my favorite, and I partner with them, and they do a phenomenal job compiling data from all auction houses, websites into one platform. So I love utilizing that. People do use eBay sales, but sometimes the data isn't curated well enough. And what I mean by that is they won't remove certain sales that actually don't end up getting paid for. It's not perfect anywhere, but it's a little less perfect there because it can easily be manipulated. People go on there, they bid on cards and they don't pay for them, and they run up a value of a card they have. It's not a perfect world in terms of valuing cards and people figuring out values, but the closest thing to it, like I said, Card Ladder's been really the only app that I've found to be top tier reliable. It's the best one out there. So I use that. When you see me making those deals, we even sometimes pop the values or the previous sales on the screen so people can see. Yep. And it just gives you an idea of what you're working with. I've had the same thing happen, like I just mentioned, of, okay, great, I got a value from Card Ladder, and we end up making the deal, and little did I know the next one runs for auction for 2/3 of that. You got to be careful. Like I said, it's a humbling experience. You learn a lot throughout it. There's no perfect way.
What about do you have any kind of like a protocol or personal sort of code that you amend to when determining how much you're willing to spend on a card? So say you do determine the card's worth $100, right? This is something that I kind of am challenged with. I'll look around at I'll find a couple different data points from different apps or eBay or what have you about a value of a card, and then I'll go somewhere to actually try to purchase the card, and it's more by, it's $20 or $30 more than what it's being listed for. How do you justify, because it might take a card a while to gain that much value, right? So, in some places you see cards listed at value. Other places you see cards listed quite a bit over value. What's a collector to do in those situations?
Well, it's kind of what I was just pointing at, that the value is arbitrary, right? It's whatever you make it, whatever a collector is willing to pay for it. It's not like an Amazon or something like that where you get a price match opportunity. Trust me, if I try that, it shows I'd get kicked between the legs. But it's a complicated answer because I've had people, do both. They try to sell me something, and I say, look, there's one listed here that I just found on this site, and I don't think I could do that knowing that's listed. And then they go 2 booths over, and since the last sale was higher, they got paid more than that. And nobody's wrong. Yeah. Nobody's wrong. It's just there's not going to be a perfect number. And not everybody uses every platform. So knowledge is power, right?
Yep.
The more you utilize, the more data and info you can gather, what's out there, what's listed, what's sold. And that's going to help you make those kind of decisions. But I don't want to say it's an advantage, but it is. The more info that you can gain, the more knowledge you have, the better position you're in to make an educated purchase or sale.
I've not sent anything to PSA yet, or the other various organizations that do grade cards, but I want to. I'm excited about that opportunity to see what gets returned to me. What's the advice to individuals that have never been involved in sending cards to grade? I've watched a few YouTube videos. People are out there giving a lot of great information on how to prep your cards and how they prefer them to be delivered to graders. But what cards should I send in? How do you make the decision on what card goes and what card doesn't?
Well, it depends on the value of the card, and then it depends to me on the values of that card potentially in certain grades, right? And you have to know what to look for condition-wise. You're looking at the centering, the corners, the surface, and the edges. But once you figure that out, I promise that part is not rocket science. To me, grading is deriving value. And the only other reason to grade a card is to protect it, right? To put it in some kind of casing. And that's an expensive casing right now. So if it's for your collection, I don't know that I'd grade it unless there's intent to sell now or at some point. If you do want to do that, you're looking at here, this card right here, top young hockey prospect in the game. I'm a fan of his, but this card last sold, it was a $15,000 sale publicly, right? If I'm just using that as a stagnant example, and that's the only one that's surfaced, it's numbered to 10, it's tough to come across. The first one that gets graded that'll hit the market, probably any grade, let's say it gets a 9, it'll probably do 18 to 20,000. It'll get a bump just for having it graded. It'll be expensive to grade due to its value. If it gets a 10, if it's only 10, could be $25,000, $30,000 card. Because it's going to differentiate from the others. And then it comes down to how well that card typically grades. That card is subject to a lot of edge chipping. It's just the way that it's printed and produced. If there's only 110 and you have it, whole different ballgame. Now that there's a huge premium to collectors. Let's say out of the 10 copies in the report that you can look up online, you see that 7 of the 10 have been graded. And out of the 7 that have been graded, 6 of them got 9s, but 1 got a 10. That 10 on a high-end card, forget 25 to 30, it might be 35 to 40. That's just kind of the premium that collectors put on these things and the way they differentiate markets, at least right now.
Wow. Well, man, last question before we turn you loose, man. This has been so helpful, and I've really enjoyed it. What's the Holy Grail card for you? Do you own it? And if not, what is the card that you want to have in your collection?
Oh, I get asked this as much as anything, and there are too many to choose from. I have an all-time favorite, and it is just a favorite, and you can find it, and everyone can enjoy it together. But the Billy Ripken F-face error.
Yeah.
You said you like junk wax, so I just think the story behind that's so funny. And I have a few copies, and I have a few signed copies, and I got to sit down with the man himself, Billy Ripken, a couple years back, and we opened a box of 89 Fleer, hunting it down from an error case. He's a funny guy, and he gave me a very hard time as we were doing it too. We ended up not finding him, and it was definitely a resealed box. That's the sad part with junk. People peeled those open and then resealed them, and we got stuck with that one. While I'm sitting there with the guy himself, I'm like, mathematically, man, we're gonna hit it. We have to hit it.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, we're just hitting like random base cards of his brother, and I'm just rolling my eyes. But he was a character, and just to say I did that with him makes that card that much cooler for me, because we asked him if he's ever done it before, and that was the only time he's ever done it. So legendary card, fun story, but that's one every time I see it in a case, I smile.
I bought that card 2 weeks ago. And so, I remember that card from my childhood and never thought I would own one. And it was just as mythical then in the, when it came out, it was just as mythical for us as kids in high school as it is today.
Yeah. Is there a card you're hunting right now?
Well, I'll tell you what I did. I'm very, I have a bit of an addictive personality. And so when I got back into collecting cards, as I said, love the junk wax. So I would go on and look for, cheap $20 boxes of
resealed.
Sealed stuff. I think I did actually get a couple of boxes of resealed Fleer stuff as well. But so I've got a ton of junk wax at the house just to open up for fun. But the one I established an objective, and what I did was I compiled a list of about 80 athletes that I want to own a card of that's graded, and I've actually set a price range of $50 to $150 per card. I'll have to exceed that with some particular athletes because they just won't have 9s or 10s at that level. But I'm trying to keep my spending modest, but also build a really neat collection and have a graded card of like maybe the top 8. I basically went through and did a lot of work with AI and a couple other things to determine the 80 athletes whose cards most likely will improve in value over time. and it's all names you'd absolutely recognize.
Yeah.
And that's gave me like a purpose, like an objective, and I can slow play that and have fun in the game and not be out there aimlessly just, spending money on a card that I have no idea whether I really want it or not, because I'm not going to probably go to a lot of shows with my schedule. I'm not going to, I'm only collecting to keep, right? I'm not going to turn around and sell stuff. So I needed to sort of slow it down a little bit because I was just going to end up with a bunch of junk quacks, base cards. Kyle, thank you so much for giving us some time today. That was so nice of you to come on the show. And I know you got a lot going on. King of the Kards on Instagram, TikTok. This guy has tons of great content. If you are interested in collecting or want to learn more, he is absolutely a must follow. Love what you're doing out there. Hopefully we'll get to meet one day. Get you back on the show, man. Thank you.
We get you out to a card show, and looking forward to making a deal.
Awesome, man. All right, Kyle. Thank you.
See you, man. Thanks.
Xfinity is waving the red flag on internet price hikes and waving the green flag for savings. You get the speed and the reliable Wi-Fi that you need, locked in, one price, 5 years. No surprises, no late yellows. Right to victory lane, just like we love to have it. We've got a winner in Xfinity. Imagine that.
All right, so first question. I see we have a new addition to the set on the Red Bull fridge.
Yeah.
What is that hat there?
All right, I got it. Snappy little case right here. This is kind of like a PSA case for hats, I guess. It's Dad's hat from, I would say this is probably 1979. Could be 1980. But the car on the patch is his rookie car and Oldsmobile 442. It's even got Dad's autograph, and that's a legit Earnhardt autograph. Almost faded out in ink. Hats were a lot of fun back in the day. Richard Petty had a hat like this as well, red and blue. And that's what that is, man. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool case.
Yeah. We get some cool stuff. Fans will give me some stuff out there, and we put it right in here. We've got a couple different things that fans have brought to the studio, and we'll put it in here.
Fallout Boy 9424 wants to know: do you still have the Good Wrench pit crew suit you wore as a kid?
No. Oh man. So it's a real possibility that the person who owns that is going to hear this or listening to this right now. But I did not. So I don't know how that got out of my possession. I don't know. I wasn't someone that would sell that stuff. Maybe I did, but don't remember selling it ever. I don't know why I would sell it or think someone would want to buy it, right? But I remember when I lived at my dad's, all of that stuff was in my closet, and it was in the back of the closet. And so when I left my dad's house and moved out of there, I must have not taken everything. And I don't remember taking that and keeping it. I moved to a double wide trailer. I didn't have much closet space, so I didn't have storage or anything like that. So I didn't take a lot of stuff out of my childhood bedroom. I left it, and I never really returned back to that lake house to retrieve anything. But anyways, that was the last I remember seeing that uniform. And I had that, I was wearing that when I was 14, 15, or so. When I turned 16, I never went to the racetrack with Daddy anymore. I didn't wear that uniform anymore. So that was like 13, 14, 15 years old. I was in an autograph session. This was probably 6 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. I feel like it was somewhere like Minnesota or Pittsburgh or somewhere up north. And I was in a stadium, I was in the city in a football stadium signing autographs, and it was like an auto show. There was an auto fair going on, and there was cars all over the place and booths and tents and stuff. And I went on, it was out open arena, football arena, and maybe where the Vikings play or something like that. And so weather was great. I'm sitting there signing autographs on stage and at this table, and this guy and his son walk up and laid that uniform right down on the table in front of me. And without thinking, I signed it. What I should have done was offered them whatever it took to get it back, because my name's on the collar. It was legit. And but I signed it, and we talked about it. I was obviously had a reaction like, holy moly, what the, you know. And we talked about it for a minute or two, and then they walked away. And having signed it and written my name on it, I don't want it now. I don't know why. I just feel like that now. Now that I've signed it, I don't want it. Unsigned, I would have probably tried to buy it back from them, but and I do that. Somebody had one of my old Sundrop doors off of my late model stock car from 1994, and it had my autograph on it. I bought the door, cleaned the autograph off of it.
I mean, that's understandable.
Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, like if I sign a clothing item, fabric, hat, or something like that, then I don't want it. But
what's different for you?
Yeah, so that's kind of how I'm at peace with it. But man, and I don't think that there was but one or two of them in existence. The other one, if there is more than one, it's probably in Dad's closet. Dad has a closet on the DEI property, and it has mine and Kelly's military uniforms in it from military school. It has all types of stuff, like things like that in there. So I'm sure that there's another one or two in existence, and it's probably in Dad's possession, wherever his stuff.
Yeah.
Your Cars Tour celebration, Victory Lane. How fun was that? Getting to spray some.
That was great. We won the race as the owner of the car and the sponsor of the car.
Who was the sponsor?
Oh yeah,
Jerky Boys.
Yeah.
So I drove in the race, on the series, on the winning car, and then sponsored the winning car. Like, what else could there be?
Yeah, that's the first being the sponsor,
Covering all the bases.
Probably more practice.
More practice. That's a joke.
Wouldn't have had it if they didn't practice on Thursday.
Man. It was like the 72 hours of Nashville.
But it was worth it.
Yeah. The Cars Tour at Nashville, we talked about it earlier in the show. Just incredible.
Yeah, good event.
It's fun. I was joking with Caden. We got up there, and they gave us a couple of bottles of spray. I tried to get his dad to spray the bottle that I had, but his dad, Travis, wouldn't do it. He's like, no, you do it. And I'm like, hey, Caden, what you got there, grape juice? You have to work to get that stuff to spray because he's not 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ha-ha. Dad joke.
No, we got it.
I heard a good dad joke while I was at Nashville Fairgrounds, and I hope the fan that told me this is listening. We signed an autograph for the Jerky Boys tent, selling jerky. We sold a ton of jerky. Everybody that tried the jerky there said it was the greatest jerky in the whole world, which I knew they would say. And I said, hey, man, how you doing? He said, fine. If I was any finer, you wouldn't be able to see me. I thought that was a great joke.
Oh, my gosh.
Usually you hear things like fine as frog hair or finer
than frog
something
hair,
like
yeah.
that. But if I was any finer, you wouldn't even be able to see me. And I was like, wow. Check out this idea.
Oh, no.
We were talking about collecting cards. And when I collected cards in the 80s and 90s, there weren't any variant cards in the packs. There weren't like autographs or one of ones or one of 99s or nothing. You just had base cards, and that was pretty much it. And so now, that I got into it, and I'm like, wow, they got all these different cards for everybody, and all that. And I kind of knew this because I've been signing cards for a while, but I never really thought much about it. Well, Amy, my wife, she rolled her eyes at this idea, but I think I want to put it out there and get the temperature of everybody. Think about it like this. When we went over to the Jerky Boys to sign autographs, I had a stack of postcards. Nobody wanted a postcard. They wanted me to sign the bag of jerky. And so I thought, man, what if I sign 1,000 bags of jerky and we drop one of those in every 500 shipments? And we do like so we do like a 5-month or a 3-month sweepstakes where, hey man, if you order from us, it might be in there in your box. We're gonna drop one of those in there, And so maybe, that would be exciting for people when they order their jerky or they're getting their subscription that they have and they open the box and there's a signed bag in there. The next level was that we would make gold bags.
Oh.
Do one.
Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought right
do
away.
one of 50 or one of 10. And you get it, and the bag is label and everything on it.
What if you just put a new bag in there, sign, not put jerky in a bag, just put it in there with the shipment? Because wouldn't it, like, if you kind of rip the bag open, are you going to want to really eat it?
Don't eat it. Well, well, that's what Amy said, and I said, well, damn, I'll just throw a free bag of jerky in there. So if you get 10 bags, the 11th one will be signed. So we fixed that. But think about like if the whole bag was gold, except for the little see-through to see the jerky. Like coming up with some variant bags.
I mean, what if you get the gold bag? Do you get to go to the factory? I mean,
yes.
You gonna roll out and do a cartwheel on the carpet?
Yes. Come limping.
Yeah, I
out.
Got a golden ticket.
Yeah. Yes, like we could do some stuff like that. I'm like, wow, man, this is so fun thinking about ideas.
Pressed all these buttons, Charlie.
Yeah.
And his lazy grandpa comes out of nowhere, hasn't moved in years, and
what
pops
happens
up.
when we go through the? That was the only part. Did we talk about it on here? That was the weirdest part about the Chocolate Factory movie. Was at the end when they're getting ready to take the thing through the ceiling.
Yeah, the Wonka Vader.
And he's like, "What happens when we go through the ceiling?" He's like, "I don't know. Might cut us to shreds." I was like, "This is a really, really good movie till this moment. Now I'm worried that they're gonna literally die at the very end of the movie."
You gonna have fizzy lifting drink?
I don't know who asked this in the chat, but he said, if you had to watch the movie every day, would you rather be Smoking the Bandit or Cannonball Run?
Oh man.
Oh.
No. He didn't give us a racing movie.
Well, that's fine.
Six-pack or Stroker Ace.
Right, yeah.
Well,
there you go. Six-pack or Stroker Ace.
Why does it have to be a racing movie?
We love racing.
Yeah, I mean, we're interested in it.
So what were the two choices?
Cannonball Run or Smoking the Bandit?
Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah, it'd be hard to go against that. Cannonball Run's pretty good, though.
Smoking the Bandit. Easy.
It's definitely easier to, I guess, I don't know. It's a good movie.
Cannonball Run's a little chaotic.
There's a lot.
Smoking the Bandit is
There's a lot of switching around.
Smoking the Bandit is just straight-ass cool all 100% of the time.
Cannonball Run's
a little
different in his own way.
Cannonball Run is like the inside of Clint Boyer's brain. It's all over the place. It is. There's a lot of different characters and celebrity cameos and
everyone's on a different schedule.
Everyone's in a different car and a different schedule. Yeah, it's
all over the place.
Yeah.
So answer your racing question though. The two movies, which one?
Oh, if I had to watch a racing movie over and over, which one would it be?
Every day.
Every day. I got to tell y'all, man, Last American Hero. It's old.
Yeah.
It's dated, but Jeff Bridges, lead actor, not a bad deal there. Ralph Earnhardt's got a cameo in there, driving his little car at Concord or Metrolina. And I feel like that even though the script is a bit dated, like it's a very, they didn't have like a robust bank account to make this money or make this movie, and some of the conversation is a little, I don't know, archaic and not. If you can see through that part of it, that movie gets it right. Like the plight of the racer, there's not a lot of Hollywood in there. There's not a lot of fluff or make believe or twisting or convoluting the story. So I love the Junior Jackson's path to try to get into racing and get through and to the top. And the cars and the way people acted and everything and the challenges that he had. Trying to get out of the steel and the moonshine business. Mm-hmm. I just thought it was a great story.
Yeah,
good soundtrack.
Six-pack's probably similar, isn't it?
Six-pack is very
realistic,
Disney-like and make-believe, like Kenny Rogers.
I was gonna say like the path though, like
no, but
yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Kenny Rogers.
Yeah,
I love Six-pack. It's badass. The theme song, Love Will Turn You Around. Hey, love that song. That's in my top 10. I love it. And Breezy, like Diane Lane. I mean, it's a great movie. Love it.
Yeah.
The kids being the crew, all
the
that.
kids,
But
the
it's
crew.
like it's a little bit Disney-like, like a Disney, like a non-cartoon
What about
Disney.
what is it, Grease Lightning? Or
Grease Lightning's great.
yeah, I liked that one a lot.
Richard Pryor
He's awesome in it.
in a drama, not a comedy.
Yeah.
Like it's Richard Pryor. Like we know Richard Pryor is like one of the greatest comedians ever.
Mhm.
But this is Richard Pryor playing Wendell Scott in a non-comedic role, period. And
It's a really good movie.
very good movie. Yeah. I would say that Grease Lightning is probably number 2.
Yeah, I like
And
Grease Lightning a lot.
Grease Lightning and The Last American Hero almost from the same era, time frame, like year. And they're just because it's not dressed up, or it's not like when you go to Days of Thunder, great movie, but there's a lot of sensationalism and stretching of the truth in terms of, how things happened or would have happened. Yeah.
What's your Mount Rushmore of arcade games?
Damn. Yeah.
Billis NASCAR Challenge.
Yeah.
That would be up there on mine.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
I would say, yes, I would put Bill Elliott's NASCAR Challenge in the top 3.
Grand Theft Auto. I mean,
Arcade, though. I mean,
Yeah.
is it,
Oh,
you
arcade,
gotta,
yeah, okay.
because Bill Elliott's NASCAR Challenge didn't come out on. So Mike Tyson's Punch Out,
Mike Tyson.
that would be number 1. Not the Golden Tee, but the bowling. I didn't ever really like Golden Tee, but didn't play a ton of it. But
I love Golden Tee.
bowling, I have that at home. I have this bowling game, Lucky Strike. That's what it's called. That would be on. During COVID, I took Isla downstairs to the bowling game, and we played it every day, and she got really good
Yeah.
for a 2.5, 3-year-old.
So these are all considered arcades. I guess Donkey Kong. I mean,
NBA
that's a
Jam.
classic. Oh,
They-
NBA Jam was good.
They need to be something you'd find at an arcade on a machine.
Yeah.
machine
So-
that you have.
yeah, so Mike Tyson's Punch Out,
I mean, for
Lucky
me,
Strike Bowling,
it would be there's that
Mickey Thompson
that
with the
off-road-
steering wheels.
Yeah, it was like 4-in-1
Yep.
deal.
Yep.
That when you walked into an arcade and saw that there,
Yep.
you're like, oh, this is
I'm
gonna be
playing
fun.
that. for
Yeah,
sure.
I absolutely played it.
Yep, I'd add that one.
Yeah.
There you go. TJ, did you do 3?
I mean, I had 2. I would do. I mean, I feel like Frogger is up there as well. It's just an original.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I don't know how you like. Everyone knows what Frogger is.
The
so.
best is when the kids are little and the parents just let them sit there and act like they're playing the game, and it's just
Oh, yeah.
didn't even put a
They're
quarter
not,
in
yeah,
that
they're
thing.
not,
Oh, yeah.
they're not
They'll
really
entertain
playing.
them for like
Yeah.
it's covered.
Yeah.
I liked Cruising USA too. I mean that one.
I remember that name, but I don't remember how that game
It
played.
came out on Nintendo, I think,
Oh.
as well. But
Okay.
What about Mortal Kombat?
No.
I never got into Mortal
Wasn't much of
Kombat.
nah. All right. Well,
Well, that's your question.
yeah, thank
your
you.
last one?
I appreciate everybody tuning in. It's a lot of fun. Great conversation. Little quick ass junior and had fun doing that. Thank you, Xfinity, for everything you guys do. They're waving the red flag on internet price hikes, and they are waving the green flag on savings, TJ.
Waving the green.
They are. You get speed. You get the reliable Wi-Fi that you want to have, and it's only one price locked in for 5 years. They're not going to bump the price. No surprises. All that good stuff. Right to victory lane with Xfinity. Imagine that. The Dirty Modo segment brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is the premier gaming destination in the United States. Great job by you, Russell, for picking basically telling us we should bet
Golf clap, yeah.
we should bet Mr. Gibbs.
He's not getting full credit.
Okay,
I
fine.
sent him a text.
Here we go.
I asked him. I said, "What do we think about Ross Chastain versus Carson Hocevar, or Chase Elliott versus Carson Hocevar? Chase is getting plus money. Quote: Bet the house.
Oh,
We don't have a house now.
Oh man,
Yeah.
we have bet the house.
your house spun out. coming
He
to
was
the-
going to be okay till he spun out.
He was never in front of
Yeah, I don't think he was
Carson
okay
the
then
entire
either.
day.
never
I don't think he was okay
except
then
for when
either.
they stayed out,
Yeah,
and then he dropped.
he's right. You can't hide on this one, Ross.
Man, Russ. Well, we're going to Kansas. Denny Hamlin is the favorite. Damn it! Look, I like Denny, but damn, I'm sick of him being the favorite all the time.
He's in good stuff, and he's good. It's hard not
Well,
to be the favorite.
I know, but it's tough for our bettors because they bet on him and then he doesn't win.
Yeah.
Travis.
I don't know what you're looking
Fix
at me
it.
for.
Yeah, what's wrong? What's wrong with Denny?
Fix Denny.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
With
He
the wrong
spun his
people?
tires at Darlington.
Okay.
Sorry.
Denny's at plus 500. Christopher Bell plus 550. Kyle Larson 650. Briscoe Byron 850.
Are we missing a name?
We missing a name?
Russ?
I don't see Blaney on
The
there.
guy that won the race last time?
Who won last time?
Chase?
Chase Elliott. He's got 2 wins there, but he shouldn't have won
I
that race
mean,
last.
yeah, come on now. I mean, he wasn't like.
But I would say he is a solid top 10 finish. Like,
Boy, I mean, that's going out on a limb.
I know, but he's got the best average finish at Kansas of all drivers. So, I just wouldn't bet him to win this week.
Man.
And
Hey,
Blaney's one I would stay away from too.
Yeah.
Larson's probably going to be in top 10.
Why stay away from Blaney?
Yeah, what's wrong with Blaney?
Well, first off, his pit crew is.
Oh, here we go.
And then only 2 top 10s in the last 6 Kansas races.
So he's lost like 840 spots this year. Is that
It's
all
88,
from?
88.
So does that including
Exactly.
penalties?
No, that does not.
That's
include
not
penalties.
included penalties. So it's 80. That many straight up.
Jesus, they suck.
Yes.
Calm down. I
Bench
mean, that's
them.
how many you average a race.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
How
So-
much, though, does like a Denny or a Reddick, someone that's racing up there, have they lost? Because I do think it is a little unfair to compare it to a guy that's coming in 20th. It's harder to lose as many spots.
Okay, so Denny's plus minus is 1 plus 1. He's plus 1.
Okay. That's.
Who else do you want?
I think
So,
that tells us everything.
Does your formula? I got a question about that. Does your formula include like what he says? Like, if you're going in 20th and you come out 15th against lower tiers, is that included in your formula at all, or is it just straight up?
It's compares like strategies, I believe.
You believe?
Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's the I believe part doesn't make sense. But I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I got you.
That's. I mean, to see that Denny's plus 1 and he's minus 86. That's good
Well, it's
enough.
still gonna, even if it doesn't, it's still gonna wash out anyway. Like Blaney's is all issues, right? Like if you want to go through all the issues, I have all the issues.
Is
You
there
want
just
to
a
look
lot?
at you?
Is there a lot of just mistakes? Like, what are the like? What's
Well,
the
yeah.
most common issue?
He's had 3 loose wheels
Okay.
for minus 22, minus 23, minus 18.
Oh, so there's like
There's
a
big
couple.
chunks.
Okay, that's what I was kind of wondering. So this
Yeah.
isn't like, okay,
Well, then at Bristol, he was minus 11 at Bristol.
but that was straight up.
Yeah,
'Cause-
yeah, he was slow, really slow twice on the left rear.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep. Then at Darlington, it was like he had a jack issue, and then that was almost a 13-second stop.
So, yeah, I mean, a lot of it just seems like, but a lot of this stuff, to me, is fixable. Like the loose wheels, like things like that. And you take the 2 loose wheels and a jack out of there. What is he, minus 20 or 30 then?
Yeah, he's within range.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So it's not as bad as what Travis was making it seem earlier to me.
Well, it's bad because if you look at like how fast he is on the track, like
I like Tyler Reddick.
I do too.
Plus 1,000.
Yes.
Too.
Hey,
I like
I
Tyler
was
Reddick.
just thinking about that. Look, I know Tyler Reddick hasn't ran very good at this racetrack over the last couple of trips here. He's qualified pretty good. Last race here, I think he qualified 12th. But before that, it was 4th, multiple times in a row. He's not finished great in any stages, so there's really no reason to believe. But this is a Highline racetrack. I'm going to buy into the idea that this is a totally different race team than they were a year ago. I don't love the idea of putting money on him winning because I'm tight, but I do definitely think that he's a top 10 or a top 5 bet.
Yeah, top 5 for sure.
Yeah. What do you think there, Russ? I know you probably your predictor's got to be keeping it honest though.
yeah, he has him like the predictor has him 6th. But if
Yeah.
you look at Vegas, he was not very good at Vegas. Do we care about that?
Yes,
I do.
I do. Yeah.
Something, and not that he's bad here, but something with this track and Tyler just doesn't seem to mix as well as other places.
What about his teammate, Bubba?
I think Bubba can run really good.
They both have had good runs here, just not recently. But it's possible they reclaim their competitiveness at this particular racetrack. I mean, Bubba was 5th here in the last race, and obviously with the wins and success that they've had there, they got to come in feeling like they can recapture the magic they once had.
Plus 120
Bubba
for
needs
top
a
10.
Bubba needs a rebound too. Like Bubba needs that spark. This is like an opportunity for them to come in somewhere feeling like they maybe
I feel like he goes in here with some confidence
get
too.
back on the right track. Yeah.
So
Good note right there by you, Tim's.
Plus 120.
Yeah.
So I like, if we believe that Bowman is back, I like Bowman as a sleeper for a top 10.
But who believes he's back?
That's what I'm asking you. He's good at this track. That's what I would say. Most top 10s at this track. He's been top 10 in 6 of the last 7.
He's got good odds. I mean, he's plus 260 for a top 10. I just want to see him run
I feel
well
like Bristol.
first.
I feel like Bristol's one of his better places too. Maybe it's not, but
But that wasn't. Was he? He got caught up though in the wreck, right? He didn't.
yeah, but he wasn't. I don't feel like he was running very strong.
What about Ryan Preece for a top 10 bet?
Man, he's running pretty good this past weekend. But I'm just gonna.
Like he's been 11th or better in 7 of the last 9 mile-and-a-half tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, he always seems to creep up, man. Yeah. Like he always seems to find. And honestly, I feel like all 3 of those cars you could probably put right in the top 10. Like could be any one of them.
Nah.
To me, because they all run right next to each other most of the time.
Just Preece and Busher maybe.
Yeah.
6 is just struggling.
6 is not. 6 was fine last week. We just bet on pit road.
Every time I look up, it's spinning.
You spun
I
around.
know, yeah.
Yeah. Spun around. Got
Hey.
ran into by the 47. Like,
Thankfully, that's only the first time. I mean, does that count as wreck avoidance?
man, what was he doing catching you?
That's a good point.
The 6 has been decent on mile-and-a-halves recently. I'll give him that.
We were good yesterday too. Just sped late, hurt bad, too late.
I'll give you one more. I like Corey Heim. I'm always a believer when he's in a race, he can finish top 10. He's plus 370 too. That's probably why I like him too. That's good odds.
He's in a good car too.
Yeah.
So, but this, I mean, I think Corey does a great job, but Cup 3 is tough, man.
It'll be tough.
It is, TJ, but this is a bet. You're trying to make money.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not trying to predict where this guy's going to finish.
Don't put a lot on it. Just a long shot.
Yeah,
But
a long shot.
That's
it's
a fun
It's
one to
definitely
root
worth
for.
a long shot for sure.
Fun one to root for.
Plus 370. What number would you like? I'm not throwing a flyer on him.
On him, anything under plus 200, I wouldn't put that. But the sad part is if he's under plus 200, it's probably because his car is fast. He's probably going to finish top 10.
You bet him before practice and qualifying, right?
I bet him right now. Yeah, probably be the high. He won't. I don't think he'll qualify less than, top 25, and the odds won't change that much.
Gotcha.
Do you bet Bubba Wallace to win at plus 200 or plus 2,500? Man,
I'd rather bet him top 10 at plus 120. That's good. That's a good odds. He'll finish top 10. He needs a good result, like we've been saying. A win. I don't necessarily think a win. A win's a little bit of aggressive. I think Reddick's more in line for a win.
I think you got to put just a sprinkle.
I know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
What do you think, Russell? You betting on that?
I'd stay away from him until he gets back.
Even $5, $1, $2? Come on, man.
I'll put $1 on it.
$1. Yeah, let's go.
And that was, if you put $1, you will lose $1.
Oh, damn.
But I could get 22.
He's been 17th or worse before that in the 4 races before that 5th place last year. So
who else was really good at Vegas? I don't even have the finishing order from that race. Because I do think that they're not identical tracks, but they're kind of unique. They're both similar, I think, in there.
Yeah, like Gibbs was 1st, 4th, 5th, and 8th.
All right, yeah. So you gotta love you gotta love Gibbs, Toyotas, and that gives me some hope or confidence or feel good around Reddick and Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, and RFK was all top 11.
So TJ's right.
And Brad was 10th.
Yeah, but Busher was 6th.
You always remember your last top 10.
I just saw it on the screen actually.
You never forget that last top 10.
I think Priest was 11th, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Austin Dillon.
Yeah, Austin Dillon. He ground out a result at Vegas.
Yeah, he did. He does. He was doing it actually yesterday as well.
Yeah.
He was like he was grinding it out.
Yeah, he's been the kind of better car at RCR this year.
Kyle's like 8 points ahead of him. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
12th, I think, is their best finish of the year.
Well, let's do a top manufacturer parlay. We haven't done one, so let's do one. I think I'm going to.
I like Larson.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Larson
Plus
and Denny would be
175.
my.
I go Larson, Reddick, Buscher. Those are my three.
Ooh, dang.
Ooh, I go Larson, Denny, and Buscher.
Wow. Hear that, Brad?
I'm gonna do.
Well, Chris is really good there. So.
I'll change, and I'll do. I'll do. I'm gonna say Blaney. Buscher's an awesome choice. I think Blaney, Christopher Bell, and William Byron. Russ, thanks for coming out.
No problem. Thank you.
Not too many more weeks, buddy. Me and you gonna be in the booth.
I know.
Yeah.
Fun's
Shoulder
over.
to shoulder.
Shoulder to shoulder. That Dirty Mo Doe segment was brought to you by FanDuel, the premier gaming destination in the United States. Pretty solid show today, TJ. Thanks for
Lots to talk about.
Thanks for coming out. Thanks for joining us in the Arby's studio, everyone. Don't forget about Arby's new meat and 3 box, more meal for your money at Arby's. We have the meats. We'll see you tomorrow.